antidote, and that may not be the antidote, but that is the obvious answer.
That's the matchup. That's what we want to see down the road, assuming that 3 weeks from now, Crawford can deal with Barry Jean. Somewhere down the road, there might be an amazing fight in this division between two tall, rangy athletes, Crawford and Postol.
I'm going to mute it right there. This was, I forgot the exact date. I think it was October of 2015. This was Lucas Matthysse. Basically, he was supposed to go on to big things after this fight. This fight was one of those fights that fans was like, oh, shit. You know, this is going to be a big fight, especially for hardcore fans. Victor Postol and Lucas Matthysse. Many people thought that that Victor Postol was avoided by Danny Garcia. Right now, Victor Postol has since been defeated by Terrence Crawford, and he'll be fighting on March the 9th against Regis Prograis over on Showtime. Now, when he won this fight, he went on to fight Terrence Crawford on pay-per-view, but we're not here to talk about him. We're here to talk about Lucas Matthysse. Now, at this point in time, people thought that his career was in jeopardy, and even many thought that he was going to retire and did retire because he didn't fight for another year and a half after this. The reason why he didn't answer the 8 count was because of some type of eye, injury, whether he got thumbed or not, even though a lot of people that night just said, well, he quit. They didn't believe it. They just thought that Victor Postol was too much for him and that he was outboxing him, right? So let's go look at the resume of Lucas Matthysse right now, and here we go. Let me put it on full screen. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Now, he has a pretty good Hall of Fame type resume despite losing his big fights, even though this Devin Alexander and his Zab Judah was somewhat controversial. When you look at the names, even Vivian Harris back then was a good name. Zab Judah, DeMarcus Coley, Devin Alexander, Humberto Soto, still, a recognized name. He's fighting, I believe, Josh Taylor over in Scotland or something like that. Mike Dallas Jr. was never seen again, from my understanding. And then, of course, Lamont Peterson, who just lost, and it's a strange story, an ironic story of how this fight, Lucas Matthysse versus Tewa Kiram, is for the WBA title that Lamont Peterson had to drop to fight Errol Spence. So if you don't know, there's 2 titles in the WBA. There's the WBA World, which Lamont Peterson had, and the one that Lucas Matthysse and Tewa Kiram are fighting for, and the WBA Super World, which Keith Thurman has. At one point in time, to put things in further perspective, at one point in time, Floyd Mayweather was a WBA Super World champion of 147 and 154 simultaneously. But the WBA World Champions, Keith Thurman at 147 and Iris Lindy Lara at 154, weren't the mandatories. So, in long story short, you can't unify that underling title. So even though it's considered a world championship, it's a secondary world championship. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, they'll be able to say, well, Matthysse is now a champion, in another weight division because the belt is recognized. But Lamont Peterson, and then people remember that Danny Garcia was getting a lot of heat because people were like, yo, Danny Garcia is going to get destroyed by Lucas Matthysse. Matthysse is a machine, and he's running through everybody. Danny Garcia beat him by not only outboxing him, but even knocked him down at one point in time. He came back, and this was a time right here when he fought John Molina, where after this fight, I thought to myself, okay, Matthysse is on a bit of the backslide because years ago, he would have dispatched a smaller fighter at the time, or John Molina fought at 135, right? He was coming up, if I'm correct. Right? Yeah, 135. Where did he fight Matthysse? Okay, he had just went back up for the most part within that last year. So at that point in time, I thought to myself, Lucas Matthysse should knock John Molina out. And the fact that they was in this, war, fight of the year type war, I thought, okay, well, what's going to be the path for Lucas Matthysse going forward? Now, he went through the motions, got this one over Roberto Ortiz. Very, 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 very big fight right here against Ruslan Provodnikov. A lot of people thought it was closer than it should have been, but we saw that Lucas Matthysse can actually box, and he boxed his way to victory. It wasn't all about, brute power and things like that and knocking people out. Then came that big fight with Victor Postol. A lot of people thought he was going to knock Victor Postol out because Victor Postol had somewhat of a questionable chin. And then the Emmanuel Taylor fight. Remember, he had the eye injury or whatever happened between October of 2015 and May of 2017. It's a year and a half, you could say, right? And then he's coming back now, you know what, 8 months later against Tewa Kiram. And this guy is relatively unknown, but the good thing I found out is he does have a lot of content on not social media, on YouTube and Daily Motion. So I got a chance a couple weeks, not even a couple weeks ago, to sit back and just watch all of these fights. I'll put one on right here. You're about to knock this dude the fuck out.
ผมเชื่อเหลือเกินว่าเลยอัน4ไปแล้วต้องเปิดหลักสูตรจู่โจมแล้วนะครับทางด้านของเจ้าขาวพอวงนอกดูจะกินแล้วครับบวกขวาแล้วครับเริ่มบวกขวาปลายยกครับหลังซ้าย1-2มาแล้วครับต้องรวบให้เลยครับวาลาดิเมียร์โดนเข้าไปทับท่าจะเป๋โอ้เรียบร้อยลงแล้วครับโอ้ลงไปแล้วครับไม่ไหวเรียบร้อยครับเรียบร้อยยก4จังหวะบวกกันสุดยอดจริงๆ
Did you notice how huge he is? Look at this guy.
ยิ่งใหญ่จริงๆสำหรับนัดนี้ของ
From Thailand and Thai fighters. Thai fighters are known, you know how like Cuban fighters are known for the Cuban school and all that. You know, Thai fighters are known for having
จังหวะเร่งแล้วจบได้ด้วยครับเหมือนเข้าเขตโทษแล้ว
Hold on, I don't know what's going on. Thai fighters are known, there we go. Thai fighters are known for having excellent conditioning. And we saw with Sir Saket Rungvisai, you know what he did to Roman Gonzalez. I don't like calling another man Chocolatito. You know, where we've seen Thai fighters come over here from the past, like Look Nong Yang Toy of the Kokik Gym. Who did he fight? Was that the guy who fought Donaire or the guy who fought Rigondeaux? Anyway, we've been seeing these guys coming over. And looking for what I've seen from him, he's undefeated. He does have the power. He is huge, by the way. Huge. We have a lot of content here of him on the channel. We will have more for Fight Week. Right now, it's January. What is the day's date? January the 23rd, 2018. 11:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last week was his media workout. This Thursday coming up is going to be the final press conference, and Friday the weigh-in. And what I was looking, normally BoxRec does a good job telling you their weights, but I'm wondering what was this guy, what weight was this guy fighting at? You know, his first fight here in the United States, his first fight out of Thailand, period. So it's a big question mark around him. 38-0 with 28 KOs, so we know he's got some power. He's 25 years old. He looks a little older, but the point I'm trying to make is I really think this dude has a shot. Especially with a Matthysse who may be mentally scarred. Is Matthysse mentally scarred? People say Victor Postol still has his soul. You know, it happens to some fighters when they take their first defeat or their first major defeat or a stoppage or when they quit or where they just don't have enough to go on, whatever the case may have been with Matthysse. A lot of fighters, when they don't really have it when they come back. Even in interviews in the past, you know, when Golden Boy had first brought him back for the Emmanuel Taylor fight, you know, there were some concerns there. They were talking about it in the press conferences. They were talking about it in the media about how, well, you know, if he loses this fight, it's over. It's some concerns there. And then with the layoff, and then this little layoff right here, that was word that he was supposed to be on Canelo Golovkin undercard. You know, maybe they want to get this fight out of the way to possibly get him on Canelo GGG2 undercard. You know, who knows? And depending on if this guy wins tonight, Tewa Kiram, we don't know if Matthysse will want to fight him again. So we could have a new WBA world champion, but we'll see. We'll see. The fight's going to be on Saturday, January the 27th, over on HBO. Obviously, I'm going to be here after the fight, watching it. Shout out to Joe, who's handling. The article for the website. I'm gonna put out an article myself sometime in the next couple of days. We have the ticket info on the website and down below. Please follow me on social media. All the links obviously have been popping up on the screen. And of course, I'm going to be here after the fight doing a post-fight video. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.